Dahil gutom na talaga ako. It was a toxic one. Super toxic relationship talaga yun. My second one, unfortunately, a rebound relationship. It is inevitable to get like indecent proposals in the show business. That's the reality. That's the ugly truth. Hindi pa talaga siya artista nun kasi this was before siya nag-PBB. Pero alam mo yung parang commercial, yung pa nakita kayo nung crush mo. Parang boom, kayo na lang. Excuse me guys, get a room please. Welcome back to my channel. For today's episode, I've decided to do a mukbang. Para maiba naman habang sinasagot ko yung mga tanong ninyo. Pero for today, siguro mga 2 or 3 questions lang yung masasagot ko. I am going to focus on a particular one from Tina Aligada. So yung message niya is, "Hi po Miss Val, can you share your dating history?" Last time akala ko dating history namin ng husband ko. Pero I think what she's asking for is my dating history in general. Some heartbreaks and learnings in love. And she's asking if pinag-pray niyo yung husband ninyo, because for me, parang ang perfect niya. Given na yung looks, mukhang mabait at syempre halatang mahal na mahal kayo. By the way, I can feel you're a good person based sa kwento nyo, kaya din siguro kayo super blessed. Maraming salamat sa message mo, Tina. But of course, nobody's perfect, no? He is imperfectly perfect for me though. So talagang match made in heaven kami. Kasi kahit yung imperfections namin, parang alam mo yun, swak. Kahit pa nag-away kami, swak. So you have to find that person na kahit sa pag-aaway ninyo, swak yung the way niyo i-handle. Before we go there, sabi ko nga magmumukbang tayo. To be honest, hindi ko alam kung paano talaga magmukbang ng maayos kasi hindi ko pa talaga siya nagagawa. Last time na sinabi kong mukbang ko, parang pizza with my husband, pero we ended up not eating that much. So, hindi ko alam kung paano ginagawa ng iba na i-balance yung pagkain nila habang nagkukwento. So, ngayon, ang naisip ko, ang pinakamadaling imukbang is, tada! McDonald's. Ayan, tama-tama dahil gutom na ako. Just to clarify, this is not sponsored. Ito lang talaga yung pinakamabilis na i-order. I couldn't be bothered to cook. So this is a strawberry lemonade, double quarter pounder with cheese. Some fries, of course. Hindi pwedeng mawala ang fries. I've been wanting to try their chili cheese bites. Hindi ko alam kung meron nito sa Philippines, pero dito sa UK, I think bago lang siya. And of course, an apple pie. Dahil kailangan may dessert ako palagi. I hope it will be a success. Dahil gutom na talaga ako. Spicy. I love it. Mahilig talaga ako sa manghang. Namimiss ko yung spaghetti sa McDonald's. Kasi dito sa UK, wala silang spaghetti. Kahit sa Jollibee, gusto ko rin yung spaghetti doon. So before I met my husband, I've had 2 serious relationships where I dated 2 guys exclusively, apart from the 2 serious relationships. And then I had a puppy love. Yung puppy love ko yung high school pa yun eh. And the guy was in college, so it wasn't really an ideal relationship. Of course, it didn't last long. And that's why it's a puppy love. My first serious relationship was when I was 21 years old. It was a toxic one. Super toxic relationship talaga yun. It went on for almost 3 years. My second one was, unfortunately, a rebound relationship. Kaka-break ko lang with my first one. Literally, like, just few months, 2 to 3 months. Of course, I'm not over my first boyfriend yet. And then I met this second guy. He was really a nice guy, but the truth is, it was a rebound relationship, and I think he knew that. And I think he was trying his best naman. I couldn't give back the girlfriend responsibilities. I just couldn't give it to him. I was just not that into it. I love this companionship. I love these friends. And at that time, kasi sobrang busy ko sa mga tapings, yung relationship ko with him naging outlet ko from my stress from work. That one lasted for just like nearly 2 years, I think. Yung first relationship ko naman, doon marami akong naging learnings. He was a very smart guy, but he was a very obsessive, possessive type of guy. Sobrang controlling siya. Kaya toxic talaga yung relationship namin. Away kami ng away. But then, I stayed long with him because I fell in love with his family. Kasi nung time na yon, bago lang ako sa Manila. and I didn't have my family here with me in Manila kasi they live in Davao City. That void was like filled in by his own family. Family niya sobrang bait ng mom and dad niya, sobrang bait ng siblings niya. Siya lang yung nagbubukod tanging ganon na parang I'm not sure if he was diagnosed with bipolar, pero he seemed like bipolar to me kasi he was so extreme. Like every time, pag sweet siya, sobrang sweet siya, pero pag galit siya, sobrang galit siya. I have a strong personality as well. Hindi ko pinapalagpas yung mga ganon. So talagang grabe kami mag-away. He was very manipulative. He was very smart. He could turn things around. I was young. I was 21, and he was like 7 years older, I think. He tries to manipulate me, but then I fight back. And then I show him that I am not being manipulated. Pareho kaming alpha male, alpha female. So, grabe kami, para kaming aso at pusa nag-aaway. My ex-boyfriend, my first boyfriend, he reminded me of my dad. He's very smart, and my dad is very smart as well. My dad was also very strict. And may pagka-strict din yung yung ex-boyfriend ko. To be honest, that was a time when I kind of detested my dad's qualities. May pagka-terror yung papa ko eh. Takot kami lahat magkakapatid sa kanya. Disciplinarian siya. So I kind of detested my dad for those qualities. And I really wanted to be away from him. And that was the reason why I really wanted to go to Manila, is because I wanted to be away from my dad. And I think I got punished for detesting my dad's qualities. Kasi when I met my first boyfriend, I realized that he was like times 10 much worse than my dad. So I think karma ko yung naging first boyfriend ko. Na-realize ko that my dad just always had the best intentions. That's why he was like that to me and my siblings. So when I met my first boyfriend, I've learned to value my dad. I've learned to value his qualities. Grabe talaga yung experience ko with him. It was very dramatic. Hindi tanong kung kailan kami mag-aaway. Ang tanong is kung kailan kami hindi mag-aaway. Ganun kami kadalas mag-aaway. Kaya I'm so glad that I'm over that. It was like a nightmare for me. After that relationship, I was like so broken. When I broke up with him, it felt like I broke up with his family. And I loved his family so much. Kasi nga wala akong family sa Manila, sila yung parang naging family ko. For me, when you're in the show business, it's important to have your family with you. Kasi I think that's what barricades you from the showbiz predators. At that age, having a boyfriend will keep me barricaded somehow from those predators. His family became my family. So feeling ko meron akong foundation in Manila. Meron akong sarili kong solid foundation whenever I'm being stressed, whenever I'm feeling sad and feeling neglected in the show business. I turned to them. After no relationship ko with him, I actually went to see a priest. So every Sunday I hear a mass, and then whenever I feel so troubled, talagang nagsuspend ako ng time sa church. So after breaking up with my first ex-boyfriend, I really felt so down. I really felt so sad knowing that I'm not gonna be able to see his family again as well. Suddenly I felt alone again in Manila, you know? And then I asked my best friend Jacqueline to come to Manila, and actually the rest of my best friends flew to Manila as well to, comfort me, to be with me, to make me forget. There was a time when I went to the church. Nakilala ko si Father Mike. FYI, si Father Mike yung nagpakasal sa amin ng husband ko. Si Father Mike, he saw me at my worst, and that's why I wanted him to see me at my best when I got married to Lloyd. Very deep talaga yung relationship namin ni Father Mike. I approached him after the mass. Talagang inantay ko siyang matapos sa service niya. I told him my problem. At that time, my ex-boyfriend was blackmailing me. He was threatening me that he was gonna kill himself. Mental torture yun. Emotionally, mentally, I was being tortured. I asked Father Mike actually to come with me, to come to my boyfriend, to bless him. Yun yung purpose ko rin. But unfortunately, Father Mike was so busy with some funeral services. Naku, ang hirap naman mag-mukbang kapag ganito ka-serious yung pinag-uusapan. I wanted Father Mike to bless him, to enlighten him, to stop him from whatever he was planning to do. And then he was lying to his parents pa, yung ex ko. Sabi niya, no, wala daw siya talagang balak gawin yun, and all that. Even his parents at that time, they said they had no choice. They believed me, but they had no choice because yun daw yung anak nila. So dapat dun talaga sila kakampi. And I could see their sadness talaga. It was really heartbreaking. Luckily, he didn't do it. I think he didn't really want to do it. He was just threatening me. para hindi ako makipag-break sa kanya. That was mentally torturing me at that time. I tried myself to get busy with loads of work. I think that's also the time when I got into painting. Kaya talagang pinursue ko na yung painting na passion ko. So I remember when I was still with my ex-boyfriend, he was discouraging me to paint. I don't know why. Basta he seemed like he was like pulling me down. Like he was always against sa lahat ng gusto kong gawin. Parang he didn't want me to be successful. In the middle of our relationship, he resigned from his job. I think he hated his boss or something like that. It was also mentioned in one of our fights. I think na-insecure siya that I am earning more than him. I honestly didn't mind that I was earning more than him at that time because I really believed that he could like get back to whatever job he wanted kasi he was very smart. I had like faith in him. But hindi ko alam na naaapakan na pala yung pride niya kasi mas nag-earn ako sa kanya. Lahat ng mga naging yaya ko during that time umiyak sa akin kasi hindi daw talaga nila gusto yung ugali ng ex ko. So, nagsusumbong sila sa akin. So, that's why it's such a blessing that when I broke up with him, dun ko na-realize yung mas lalong na-vinalue yung dad ko. Tapos humingi ako ng tawad sa parents ko for all of my sins. Nag-repent talaga ako sa lahat ng mistakes ko. It felt like parang ni-laundry ko yung kaluluwa ko. Parang ganun. It felt so good. Tao lang ako. Malungkot pa rin ako for a while. And then, that's when I met my second boyfriend. So, kaya nga naging rebound relationship ko yung second boyfriend ko. It lasted for nearly just 2 years. Tapos, hindi kami yung always nagkikita kasi nga busy ako sa work ko. So, before I met my husband, I've had 2 boyfriends. And then, I've dated 3 guys exclusively. So, none of them in showbiz. Kasi I'm really not into showbiz, guys. Pero yung dalawa, somewhat showbiz na rin kasi the first one that I dated exclusively was Sam. Kilala niyo si Sam Milby, diba? Pero bata pa ako na. I was 18 and he was like 23, so we were both like kids. Hindi pa talaga siya artista nun kasi this was before siya nag-PBB. I was in Close Up to Fame and he was a model. So doon kami nagkakilala ni Sam. And he's really a nice guy. He believes in God. He is a Christian. Dinala pa nga niya ako sa isang Christian church. I forgot what it's called. I met his mom as well. I think we had a misunderstanding kasi I was busy with Close Up to Fame at that time and I think he thought that I was like taking him for granted. And then, I didn't know that he was gonna go enter PBB. So we didn't really have a proper closure at that time. It wasn't a proper relationship. We just dated exclusively. We weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. Yun nga, congratulations kay Sam and kay Catriona. They're finally engaged. I've been rooting for them. We're good friends na kami ni Sam. No bad blood or anything. Nag-date kami, sobrang short lang yun. Siguro 2 months lang yun or something. The next one that I exclusively dated was the one from Cebu. Sayang, he was such a nice guy, but then, I don't know if it's okay to say this, but he turned out to be a drug addict. I had to back out from our dating. And then the third one was si Phil, young husband. We exclusively dated as well for a few months. I don't know, 5, 6 months? I can't remember anymore. Pero, hindi naman talaga siya showbiz eh. Ano siya, athlete siya, so I don't know if he's considered showbiz. As I've said, I'm not really fond of dating showbiz guys. I just think na ang hirap mag-workout, magpareho kayo ng trabaho. It's best if you and your partner have different jobs and you get to enjoy both worlds, diba? Pag ang partner mo showbiz, it's gonna be, inevitably, there are gonna be more eyes on you. Like kayong nasa limelight. So, sometimes, feeling ko, paano kung talagang may problema kayo? Pero you're just sticking with each other dahil may projects kayo together or dahil it's more difficult to genuinely work out. I admire those couples who are in showbiz and they've lasted for a long, long time. I salute them because I bet it wasn't easy. It's not easy. I'm so glad na yung husband ko, hindi siya sa showbiz. Kala ko ba ito matatapos? Did you know na kami ng husband ko, we had a long-distance relationship in the beginning? I used to not believe in long-distance relationships, pero to be honest, I've never felt so close to a boyfriend before I met my husband. Like, kung sino pa yung pinakamalayo, kung sino pa yung nasa ibang bansa, sa kanya pa naging mas close yung pakiramdam ko kaysa dun sa mga naging boyfriend ko na laging kong nakakasama physically. Yeah, because of him, now I believe in long-distance relationships. Kaya yung mga nasa long-distance relationships ngayon, don't get frustrated. Time will come. You will be together forever soon. Team effort yan. Hindi lang yung isa. Kailangan pareho kayo gumagawa ng efforts. Oh my gosh, may tinga na nga ata ako. Yes, huwag kayo ma-discourage. I really believe na kaya mag-workout ng long-distance relationships. And kailangan nyo pag-usapan kung saan kayo magiging base kasi of course, one of you will need to move to one place for you to be together. So, talagang may sacrifices dyan. I chose to leave my career, leave my family for my husband to be here in the UK now. I haven't regretted it. I've been through depression, pero I think that's really part of life, and I'm happier now. I think I'm happiest now. I know that I'm gonna be ready to get back to whatever I am passionate about one day in God's time. And I am genuinely enjoying motherhood right now. Nagkakilala kami ng husband ko sa Boracay 2015. Like, simula talaga ng 2015. Like, New Year. Ito yung time na very congested yung airports natin. Lahat delayed palagi yung flights. So, it was really fate nung nagkita kami doon. Kasi ako, I was in Davao City. And I remember my other best friend, Alan, who was also my manager. He was the one who wanted to go to Boracay. He asked me to go with him. But then I said, I'm not sure if I should leave my family because I'm here in Davao. We're having a family reunion or something like that. I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I started asking my friends, my best friends. I started asking my mom, my family, and they all said yes. They all said yes, it's okay for you to go to Boracay. Why not? What I did was, sinurprise ko si Alan. I bought him tickets to Boracay. Tapos last minute, I told him, meet you at the airport in Manila, ganito, ganyan. And he said, no, I've made plans na. No, you can't back out. I've already bought you the tickets. So, kailangan pumunta na tayo. Nakita kami, umaga na ng New Year kami pumunta. Yung husband ko naman, si Lloyd naman, according to him, dapat dun sila mag-New Year. So, dapat December 30 or 31 sila nandun. But then what happened was, sobrang extremely delayed ng flights nila. So, they had to spend New Year's at the airport and with the rest of the passengers. He was with his brother and his cousins, and they were all discouraged na. They didn't want to go to Boracay anymore, but Lloyd said, no, we should still go. Luckily, he did. I mean, who would have thought na dun ko pala makikilala yung husband ko, diba? So, kung di kami pumunta sa Boracay nung time na yon, saan kami magkikita? Baka siguro somewhere in Manila magkikita pa rin kami. Kasi feeling ko, destiny talaga na magkita kami. Magkakilala kami. January 2 kami nagkakilala. Nagkatingin na kami in a bar. It was packed. The bar was really packed. Pero alam mo yung parang commercial, yung pag nakita kayo ng crush mo, parang boom, kayo lang yung nandun sa place. Parang siya lang yung nakikita ko, ganun. Tapos bigla siya nawala. So I was looking for him. At that time, I was like talking to my cousin. Nung time na yon, pinatawad ko yung pinsan ko. And feeling ko blessing na pinatawad ko siya kasi parang naging kapalit is yung husband ko. Parang may blessing na dumating agad sa buhay ko. According to my husband, kaya daw siya nawala nung time na yon kasi he went to the toilet daw para daw tingnan yung buhok niya sa CR. Nagpapapogi pala siya sa akin. Kasi he was like really preparing na to approach me. I really, really wanted to know him. But I never planned to like approach him kasi I've never approached a guy ever in my life. Mag-pride ako kasi talaga pagdating sa ganyan. Medyo mataray ako sa mga ganyan. I told my cousin that I really like him, and I think my cousin like approached him. I don't know what she said. Later on, biglang lumapit sa akin si Lloyd. We were inseparable. Tapos the next day, nagkita kami ulit. We spent the whole day together. Unfortunately, I had to go back to Manila. He needed to go to Palawan kasi nakabook rin sila ng flight sa Palawan with his brother and his cousins. We used WhatsApp ever since. So like kami nagme-message every day. Tapos every time na mahina yung internet, he would just like stick to one spot just to keep the Wi-Fi going. So, ever since nun, lagi na kami nagvi-video call. Tapos, nagkita kami ulit sa Manila. Tapos, pumunta kami ng Tagaytay with my friends. Parang in a short period of time, parang ang dami namin nagawa. We really made the most of it. I remember it was so hard. Bubalik na siya dito sa UK. I was crying. I didn't cry in front of him. We were like so inseparable na we couldn't stop kissing at the back of my van. Pero guess what? Nandun lahat yung mga kaibigan ko. At saka yung cousin niya, si Sean. Nagkikiss kami ng parang wala ng bukas. Tapos nandun lang sila lahat. So, lahat sila, excuse me guys, get a room please. We just couldn't help it. Sobrang in love talaga kami. We were super duper into each other ever since nung nagkakalala kami. In March, she came back. So, parang every 2 months, nagkikita kami. Ganun siya kagastos. Every 2 months. Tapos, so, after niya, pumunta sa Philippines. Ako naman yung pumunta sa UK. It's because I had a show. And then, nag-extend ako flight ko. So, that's the first time I met his parents. Yun na yung parang ultimatum ko na parang I have to meet his family and his friends and I would know he is really the one na. Nung nakilala ko yung family and friends niya, check, eto na. Kasi yun na lang talaga inaantay ko eh. Oh, by the way, before I carry on, there was a time, before kami mag-video call, lagi kasi akong nagbabasa ng quotations. I love quotations. I love poems like that. And one time, he was about to call me. Naalala ko, very late na I was about to sleep. I have to wait for him kasi of the time difference, the time zone. So I would stay up late for him just to wait for his call. And just right before he called me, I remember my quotation na bigla nag-pop up sa phone ko. Until now, it gives me goosebumps whenever I talk about it kasi I didn't see that quotation. I didn't intentionally press it, pero nung pagtingin ko sa phone ko, yung quotation na nakalagay, God whispered, He is the one. Sobrang kinilabutan ako nung nakita ko yun kasi that's what I really felt. Alam ko siya na. Gusto ko na lang talaga i-confirm kapag na-meet ko na yung family niya at na-meet ko na yung friends niya. That's when I could tell who he really is. And oh my gosh, he's such a family-oriented person, just like me. His friends are so good. They're so nice. Most of them, majority of them are in long relationships. And even his brother, yung wife niya ngayon, yun na yung first girlfriend niya. And yun na yung napangasawa niya. So, you know, he's got a great circle of friends. He's surrounded by good people. Doon nga nasabi siya na talaga. Yeah, I started having dreams. I had 3 dreams about him proposing to me whilst we were dancing. Tapos bigla na lang siyang lumuhod sa akin. He never failed to reassure me of how serious he is with me and that our relationship is something to be fought for. Si Lloyd lang yung nakapag-prove sa akin ng long distance. Good work. Lord God, sana maka-meet ako ng someone whom I could love until the end of time and who would love me back. It didn't take that long for me to meet my husband. Dumating na lang siya sa buhay ko. Marami pang bonus binigay si Lord.